Here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Now on Friday, Luigi Mangione put in a more than 100-page legal brief opposing the death penalty as applies to him and overall. It was quite a filing. We had surmised from the previous docket and others that this Diddy filing making his sentencing request was also due. In fact, they got an extension until today, Monday. So we'll be reporting that later today, what his request will be for the sentencing on October 3rd. Also on September 25th, there's a hearing on his motions for a new trial. There's also something on Tekashi 6ix9ine. And there's also on the crypto front, a hearing in which Michelle Bond is going to be arguing that the guilty plea of Ryan Salem means that she shouldn't be prosecuted. She's wanting Danielle Sassoon, the former SDNY prosecutor, to testify. The government hasn't actually opposed that, it doesn't seem to me, but they have opposed Bond, saying that her testimony would be repetitive or they're going to cross-examine her about the facts actually at issue in the case. So we'll have to see. That's going to be quite a day. But before then is the GA week, UN General Assembly. We have, of course, applied to cover it. We've gotten no answer at all from the absolutely corrupt and moribund Media Accreditation and Liaison Unit, MALU, run by Melissa Fleming, Tal Meckel. But I digress. On Sunday, the new U.S. Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Michael Waltz, presented his credentials to Guterres. It was a bit, he said, we look forward to working with you. Well, let's see. We've published a scoop this morning about how much money is being wasted. And I say, and in unfair ways. It's not a matter of, it's a matter of when you have cronies, when you have, for example, a UN mission in South Sudan whose SRSG, whose chief hasn't even been in the country in 6 months and is yet drawing a massive salary as the thing falls apart. Then you see, to say nothing of this failure on many things. But I have a few other, we've got a few other items. Actually, speaking of substantive foreign policy, we've been covering a trial about Sudan and genocide. And the collaboration of BNP Paribas, a French bank. This happens as Macron is in town to talk about a genocide, but not about his own country's bank's role in genocide. We'll be live tweeting that sucker in a few short moments. And we'll be covering, again, as I said, even without any cooperation, even with the affirmative resistance of the Antonio-led, Guterres-led UN, we will be covering the General Assembly. So watch this space. We put up some video on Saturday. We went up there and checked it out. And we'll be having more. On the financial front, we got a FOIA appeal response on Circle, their application for a national trust charter from the OCC. And on appeal, we got more documents, and we've put them up freely available on Document Cloud, as is the UN documents I talked about. We've also got in FOIA requests as to PNC and Pinnacle, both of whom are trying to keep private and confidential the list of litigation against them, which is presumptively public, and of investigations, many of which are public. So that's highly dubious. There's another one called Erebor that we're looking at. It's an application for a crypto kind of investing bank to replace Silicon Valley Bank. Anyway, it's involved in weapons and defense. We're all over it. But for now, we're going in for the Sudan trial and then some UN coverage. To be continued.